This is Unit 2, Lesson 2, Example 2. So again, I'll do a couple examples together, and then you have a couple or one to try on your own. So now that we know what the angle relationships are, if we're given that the lines are parallel, which are indicated by these little arrows down here, we can use angle relationships to find unknown angle measures. So in example A, we have these two angles here, which are two angles that lay in the same location on both lines. So these are corresponding angles. And because we know the lines are parallel, again that is indicated by these little arrows, we know that angle A is going to equal the same, and so it's 48 degrees. In example B, we're still given that the lines are parallel. These angles are on the same side of the transversal, and they are inside of the intersected lines, or the parallel lines. So we know that angle B plus 48 degrees equals 180. These are consecutive interior angles. So angle B will equal 132 degrees. For example C, our angles fall within the little z here. They are on opposite sides of the transversal inside of the parallel lines. So these are alternate interior angles. And because we were given parallel lines, we know that angle C equals 48 degrees. Alternate interior angles are congruent when the lines are parallel. When the alternate interior angles are congruent, the lines are parallel. So example D, we are given angle D here and 48 degrees here. These are outside of the parallel lines on alternate sides of the transversal, so these are alternate exterior angles. And because the lines are parallel, we know that angle D equals 48 degrees. So these are pretty basic. Let's try a more challenging example. Given line L is parallel to line M, so they tell us that, and intersected by a transversal T, determine the value of x. Identify the angle relationship used. So it didn't ask us to explain, it just said use the angle relationships that you have. So we have two angles that are outside the parallel lines on opposite sides of the transversal. So these are alternate exterior angles. And so because the lines are parallel, we know these are congruent or equal. 10x plus 3 equals 14x minus 39. So if we move our x terms together, this is algebra now, not geometry. 3 equals 4x plus minus 39. Add 39 to both sides. We get 42 equals 4x. So if we divide both sides by 4, we get that x equals 10.5. Another way you could have done this is this angle and this angle are corresponding, which will be equal because the lines are parallel. And then you have vertical angles here. Well, we don't need two dashes, but and here. So we know those would be equal. That's the second way that you could have thought about this. So please pause the video here and you try the example shown below. Replay the video once you are done. Here it's asking you again to identify the angle relationships you use to find each angle. So you were asked to find the measure of degrees in the unknown angles with the indicated variables and identify the angle relationship you use to find each angle. So hopefully you've done that and now you're watching this to check your answers. So we can find angle A. Again, they give us that the lines are parallel. We know that by these little arrows on the two lines. Angle A corresponds with 53. So angle A equals 53 degrees. Corresponding angle with the measure of angle 53. Again, there's no names on here, otherwise I would be more specific about which angle I mean. Okay, so we know this is 53 degrees. And angle B is also going to be 53 degrees. It is a vertical angle with angle A. Again, I could explain then that vertical angles are congruent to one another, but it didn't ask for an explanation, just the angle relationship. And so now we just need angle C. You have two options. You can notice that angle C plus angle A will be 180 because they are consecutive interior. More likely, though, that you will notice that the 53 and the C form a linear pair. So angle C, we would have angle C plus 53 equals 180. And so we get that angle C is, I believe, 127? Hold on a second. 127, yep. And angle C, a linear pair with the measure of angle 53 degrees. And that's it for this video.